Shri Baijayant Panda ji.
Sir, as I rise to speak on this issue of the Pakistani-sponsored terror attack in Pahalgam,
आपका रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जा रहा है
and
आप बैठिएगा, आप बैठिएगा.
thereafter Operation Sindoor. Sir, this has seen both a new low by Pakistan, although it has a long history of sponsoring terrorism and is known as the epicenter, the global epicenter of terrorism. This is a new low because the terrorists, as has been widely spoken about, identified the victims by religion before killing them. This has also seen a new normal in India's response and a new milestone in teaching Pakistan a lesson. Sir, this saga has been going on for 78 years, from immediately after independence, when Pakistan has been sending terrorists across the border. Many efforts have been made over the decades. Many steps have been taken, including many conciliatory steps. Steps which have involved agreements on water. Steps which have involved giving back land that has been captured. Steps that have involved returning tens of thousands of prisoners of war. These steps have seen many different aspects. We have seen bus diplomacy. We have seen many different efforts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, right from 2014, tried to reach out, tried to have an understanding with Pakistan to fight poverty together. Right from the beginning, he invited his counterpart, the Pakistani Prime Minister, for the oath-taking ceremony. He even walked into Lahore unannounced, unarmed, filled only with courage and with good intention. But that was repaid with more terror attacks on Indian soil, more Indian lives taken, with the sponsorship and the training of Pakistan. Sir, भारत ने हर बार शांति का हाथ बढ़ाया. पाकिस्तान ने हर बार आतंक का रास्ता अपनाया. This is the reality of our experience with cross-border terrorism. We have responded, sir, and it is important to point out the new normal that is now in place. We responded first with the surgical strikes. They did not relent. The Pakistanis still kept sponsoring, training, financing, sending terrorists across. We then responded with the Balakot airstrikes. And the airstrikes are a message which have continued till today. No one who kills Indians will sleep peacefully. Not across the border, not even in the safety of their homes. They will be tracked down and they will be killed inside their own homes. But this time, in Pahalgam, this new law which was achieved required Operation Sindoor. So they attacked tourists and we attacked terrorists. We did not target Pakistan's civilians. Our response, Operation Sindoor, was precise, it was measured, and it targeted terrorist sites. And only when Pakistan escalated did we then hit back at many more sites. Sir, this is not a reaction. This is a doctrine. This is the Modi doctrine. This is the new normal which Pakistan has now understood. Let me say this clearly, sir, that the India of today is not the India of 2008. This is very important because this turnaround, this new normal, is because of our changed policies. Sir, we must give full credit to our armed forces. The Honorable Defense Minister has pointed out their bravery, their sacrifices for the nation, and during this conflict also, what is important is, one question was asked, what about China? I have several things to say about China, but let me point out, when the Honorable Defense Minister said that the Indian Air Force bypassed and jammed air defense systems of Pakistan in 22 minutes, those were Chinese-supplied air defense systems that were neutralized in just 22 minutes. Sir, what is not often talked about, one thing we must, of course, acknowledge is that the entire country stood united on Operation Sindoor. I'm glad that even some friends across the aisle, across the other benches today, reiterated that. But sometimes, some honorable members have not been beneath taking this issue into domestic politics. I will come into that. One of the aspects that did not get talked about is that in this operation, where 11 air bases of a nuclear-armed country was hit, this is perhaps a first. This is perhaps a first that the armed bases of a nuclear-armed country was hit by India, 11 of them, and it destroyed 20% of Pakistan's Air Force assets. This is something that is worth remembering. The 9 bases of terrorists, their camps, which were neutralized, involved those of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, those of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, those of the Hizbul Mujahideen, all proscribed terror organizations who have long targeted India with the support of Pakistan. They are Pakistani based, they are Pakistani. Sir, we have talked about more than 100 terrorists being eliminated in Operation Sindoor's hit on Pakistan. It is also important to point out that at least 5 of them were very infamous names known around the world. Names like Mudassar Khadian Khas, senior operator of LET. This is the person who was given a guard of honor by the Pakistani military. Khalid alias Abu Akasha, another Lashkar-e-Taiba commander. Muhammad Yusuf Azhar, wanted in the IC 814 hijack terror attack. Hafiz Muhammad Jamil, brother-in-law of Maulana Masood Azhar, and Muhammad Hassan Khan, Jaish-e-Mohammed commander. These are very significant names. These are very significant achievements in eliminating these terrorists. On the other hand, Pakistan's attempt to retaliate failed. And it pains me that friends in the opposition who have questioned India, who have questioned the successes achieved by the Indian armed forces, haven't pointed out these failures of Pakistan, nor have they asked these questions of Pakistan. Sir, Pakistan attacked Jammu University. It attacked the UN field station in Kashmir. These were neutralized, as the Honorable Defense Minister pointed out, by the UAS unmanned aerial system grid. India's actions were purely to counter terrorism and hit terrorists, decoupling the issue from any other disputes. Sir, if we look at the new normal that I have been talking about, it is important to understand what the past was. In the past, on a regular basis, almost on a daily basis, Pakistani sponsored terrorists were attacking India and killing Indians. Sir, if I give you a short list of the previous terror attacks and our responses, you will understand, sir, and I hope all our friends will understand that the new normal indeed is very dramatically different. Sir, 2005, Delhi serial blasts. A dossier was sent to Pakistan. So 2006, Varanasi bombings. India raised the issue in Indo-Pak talks. Mumbai attack, sir, 2008, when so many people were killed, and the then government decided not to retaliate. What is most shameful is that retaliation was considered. Retaliation was planned by our armed forces, but the then government did not permit retaliation. It is on record that the then senior-most officials of the government, whether it was the Foreign Secretary, whether it was the then NSA, took a decision not to hit back at Pakistan. This is what is really shocking, sir. 2006, Mumbai terror bombings. Sir, it is also important to point out that after the Mumbai attacks, 7 months after that, the then Prime Minister met the Pakistani president on the sidelines of the SCO summit in Russia and decided that India and Pakistan would continue dialogue. So we kept appeasing them. Our governments of the day over decades kept appeasing them, putting no pressure on them to stop their terror funding, terror organizing. Sir, in 2006, 2 months after the Mumbai train bombings, the then Prime Minister met Pakistani President Musharraf on the sidelines of the NAM summit in Havana and again agreed to maintain the peace process. So that so-called peace process was no peace process at all. It was only peaceful for Pakistan. Indians in large numbers were sacrificed. India was attacked repeatedly, and large numbers of Indians were harmed and killed. Sir, worst of all, in 2009, within 8 months of the Mumbai terror attack, the then Prime Minister met his Pakistani counterpart at Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt and agreed to again continue the cooperation with Pakistan. This for a country that for 78 years has been attacking India ceaselessly. Our approach in the past was only to cooperate, only to talk, not to retaliate, not to teach them a lesson. Sir, the worst part of this at Sharm el-Sheikh was a reference to Balochistan, which can be interpreted as if India and Pakistan are equated, as if India does similar things to Pakistan, whereas the issues are entirely different. There are no terror camps in India training terrorists and sending them to Balochistan. There is no equation at all. There is no comparison at all. And yet, our government of the day had no compunction in granting such a hyphenation with Pakistan. Sir, this can go on and on. There are many, many different such examples, and I will come to some of them. Sir, one question has been raised as to whether there was pressure on India to conclude the hostilities. There was absolutely no pressure on India. This has been pointed out again and again. Sir, any country can call and make suggestions. Anybody can do that. We as members of parliament can call up our counterparts when they are in the midst of hostilities, and we can give them suggestions. That is not how the hostilities ended. Sir, India has pointed out very, very clearly that this is a bilateral issue, and we have no intention of escalating. We would stop hostilities if Pakistan